Welcome back to another episode of the Hippo Film Club. Today, we're going to be talking about a video game, specifically the character design and writing in the game Deadlock. I've been addicted to Deadlock as someone who comes from Overwatch and League of Legends. The game is electric to me. But what I care about more than gameplay is art. Characters, worlds, abilities, effects, lore, writing, all of it. I fell in love with not only the game of Overwatch and League, but the character design and rich/promising lore. Deadlock delivers here too, and today I want to focus specifically on the characters. Their designs, themes, personalities, lore, and how that all fits into their gameplay and overall package. So sit back, grab a snack, and let me know in the comments who your favorite Deadlock characters are. First, I want to take a look at one of my favorite designs, Celeste. Tagged performer, disruptive, dazzling. Celeste is a circus gal, a performer. She twirls a baton and uses the in-game zip lines like trapeze artists might. She dances around in the sky as you use your stamina, doing flips and hops like it's effortless. I love the way her baton spins when she primary fires continuously. She is just a circus girl. I think also it's impossible to not point out that her name is Celeste, and her color palette is that of the trans flag. Celeste feels so obviously inspired by the X-Men heroine Dazzler. This is just screaming Dazzler. Her one ability, her tagline that says dazzling. Dazzler is a pop star, however. She's known for her beautiful singing voice, and this is where Celeste's strength as a design fully come around. Celeste has a Jersey accent. I don't know, I'm not an accent scientist, but she maintains the circus performer vibe in her voice.
I like working the sideshow. They're my people, you know?
She sounds maybe like a Looney Tunes character.
I bring forth the light. I am not divine, but I am powerful.
She just sounds like someone who'd work at a fair at the funnel cake stand. The tattoos and her eye makeup add to this. So Dazzler is a pop star with dazzling power signatures, whereas Celeste is a circus performer, a fair attraction with dazzling power signatures. And then the cherry on top of it all, the unicorn horn. What an inspired detail to add. It makes me think of a merry-go-round or perhaps cotton candy. So that's Celeste, 10 out of 10 design. We can see early on here that this design is sort of encompassing larger niches. She isn't just a clown or a unicorn, she's building on a circus and all of its acts, fairs and all the aesthetics that may come with it. This will apply to the next character we have as well, Doorman, tagged disorienting, map control, mind games. Doorman is seemingly one of the most recognizable Deadlock characters right now, at least on my algorithms, and rightfully so. What a cool guy with a full commitment to his bit. Later, we're going to talk about Pocket and Mina having some issues in their kit to round out their themes, but Doorman just full sends his bit. And what I was saying about Celeste and the all-encompassing design is here. He isn't just a doorman, he's a hotel bellhop, a keymaster. He makes doors that use portal tech from Portal, also developed by Valve. I mean, good God, his main poke tool is a massive ringing front desk bell. He throws a luggage cart to move people, and then he checks them into a hotel. If you didn't know, in lore, he's not actually some silly, helpful doorman. The way I understand it, he's some sort of avatar or minion for a creature called the Baroness, and he is like evil.
You're not the hero of your story. You're a footnote in mine. Your heart beats faster as you find yourself in new territory, slowly but surely realizing that here you are no predator, merely vermin scuttling down the hall. It won't be long before you find yourself feeling something that's eluded you for centuries. Fear. Professor, be honest with yourself. You're never getting your body back.
The guest is to promptly make their way to the elevator. A stay at the luxurious Baroness Hotel is paid for in spirit damage.
Now, if Doorman is what bit commitment looks like, Calico is what reservation looks like. Tricksy, slippery, burst damage. Calico is if you made a cat lady cool. Her cat is Ava, a Siamese cat whom she can interact with on some sort of spiritual realm. I love her design at a first glance, being unable to see her eyes under her completely white glasses, yet seeing a bridge on the nose and the rims forming eyebrows. It also goes with Ava not having pupils, and I love that detail. It kind of at first glance makes you think that she might be bald just like her Siamese cat, but then she does have some hair, and I almost wonder if this is meant to be like a cat tail. I love her outfit too, this formal showman-esque Phantom at the Opera type getup. Her gun is claw-like, almost like she's shooting cat nails, and her reload is a very cat-like animation. Calico's gameplay is odd but fun. I do not love her ult. I mean, in practice I do. You can use it to dodge stuff. Cool. But thematically, it seems so out of nowhere. First time I played Calico, I was so confused where we got the shadow stuff from. Like, okay, I throw some bombs, I can scratch people, and I can turn into my cat. Then you unlock alt, and suddenly you're some shadowy demon. I am Omen Valorant for one singular ability. Okay, Turning into Ava is very awesome, and the meows she makes when you pounce on boxes specifically are so cute. I also love how sometimes when you switch to Ava, one of the lines Calico says is,
Mommy needs you, Ava. Ava, you are a dear.
like, I wasn't exaggerating that they made a cat lady cool. She is very much at her core, under this regal, composed appearance, a mastiff softie for her pretty kitty, and I find that so endearing. I will say it could have been fun to lean even more into the cat lady, have her using different cats for different effects in her kit, but I enjoy what we got, and not every character needs doorman levels of loyalty to their theming. Calico is a solid, strong design. Speaking of solid, let's talk about Ivy. Team up, disruptor, rock solid. I think Ivy is the biggest letdown I have ever seen in gargoyle design. Yes, not every review here is positive. Let's look at some video game gargoyles. In League, we have Galio. In the Clash games, we have the Minions. There's this guy from 1995's Gargoyles. And then Ivy. She looks like a bat more than I'd like, and she's almost giving Gremlin if you fed it after midnight. I almost wonder if that was on purpose. Then we see her namesake Ivy around her arms and gun. She throws out vines to make CC, turns herself into an actual massive gargoyle statue, and she can fly. Fine. So we have this gargoyle character who is actually a gremlin that flies, shapeshifts, and plant bends, but you only get one of those cool things per ability. What? I will accept no Ivy defense, 1 out of 10. Do not go typing some bullshit about how, oh, well, actually, gargoyles that are statues do have vines that grow up only on the bottom of them. Yeah, I know, I thought of that. This doesn't change my opinion. Wait, she's using the vines that might restrict her to trap the enemy, yet her stone form traps her. Okay, no, this design is awesome. Ivy's cool. Mommy? Mina. Harasser. Nimble. Vexing. Yeah, she's really hot. If you look like this, please DM me, please. But honestly, this is a big letdown of a design. She doesn't use her umbrella to melee. I look at her, I think, oh, goth vampire baddie who uses an umbrella like the penguin. Valve, why is she shooting a gun? Okay, fine, whatever, I guess. Hey, Valve, why is she meleeing with her gun? There are obviously still positives here, though. I mean, she just is like a great looking vampire design. She calls to you instantly when you see her in Hero Select. I love her attitude. Her personality is perfect fitting for the design.
God, I look good today.
And I think the ability design when she's busting out the bats is super cool. The dash and the ult, like that is one of the coolest ults in the entire game. I also love her dash, like the way she just kind of glides. I think that that's really cool. It's also satisfying when you proc your love bites and get that vampire bite symbol and noise. This being said, the umbrella is only used in her passive and 1 ability. Well, technically in her 4 ability. But I don't know, slashing people in front of me with a closed umbrella and using it to Mary Poppins, y'all, just isn't fulfilling the power fantasy this design is promising to me personally. Now, if you disagree with that, I totally get it. But for me, I'm like, I should be using this umbrella as a shield. I mean, I should be using it as the gun.
Surrender! Wise guy, huh? Take this! Jumpin' jeepers! A bulletproof umbrella!
Y'all, here's my 2026 HFC certified updated version. Oh my gosh, that umbrella's bulletproof. Okay, I'm gonna turn my gun around and shoot all of these people and then kill you. Like, because, you know, it's just an umbrella at the end of the day. Mina is a 5 out of 10, but on the other scale, she is a 10. And if you look like her, please DM me. Mirage, bodyguard, traveler, focused. I really like the idea here. You have a desert wanderer burdened with protecting something ancient, someone who has walked many paths alone, who now valiantly holds loyalty to making sure that he's walking paths with others. This is where bodyguard rounds out with the Jin focus. He's a traveler, a desert wanderer that doesn't want to be wandering alone anymore, so he holds so much loyalty to not doing that. It's truly an interesting combination of tropes, and his abilities are just cool. He uses scarabs and tornadoes, exactly what you would want out of a character like this. All around, very cool. However, there is one big problem, and that's the ultimate. I do not think a global teleport is befitting of this character at all. I completely understand why it's in the kit. I get it. I understand how it rounds out the themes to a certain extent. He's a bodyguard, he's a traveler, he's traveling. But I don't know. He's a desert walker, he walks the desert. And also, the teleport is boring! I think it would be really interesting if he could interact with the genie in some way more than cosmetically. He's always carrying around a lamp, and when he's on the zip line, the genie will hold it for him, and the genie reloads his gun. But that's it. As far as you're concerned, the genie is nothing to you. The thing inside the lamp is irrelevant. He shoots his scarabs out of his gun. Why can't he throw them from the lamp? I feel like I'm going to have repeated this so many times by the end of this video, but why can't the lamp just be his gun? Paige, helpful, protector, book smart. Amazing, she's using a storybook as a weapon. She can send out medieval knights and horses. It's so cool. It's a librarian who has learned to conjure the very classics that inspired her growing up.
For Camelot! This is the best part of the story.
Hey Mina, take notes, because Paige's primary fire is the book. Cough, please make Mina shoot from the umbrella. Also, if you look like Mina, please DM me. Just notice how when Paige uses her abilities and primary fire, she's ripping it out of the book. It's so cool. I especially love the one where she drops the sword in the stone and pulls the sword out of the book. That is such a cool detail. Mo and Krill, tag team, initiator, burrower. So this is like if you took Nunu and Willump from League of Legends and tried to retrofit it to have the guy from Flushed Away be on the back. In gameplay, he reminds me of League's Rek'Sai combined with like Cho'Gath and Malphite. There's some pretty interesting stuff going on here. I also just love moles. I love Mole Man. I like Drillbur and Excadrill. I love that Krill looks like the Flushed Away guy and a mobster at the same time, even though the Flushed Away guy was up against mobsters in that film. And then, of course, Mo is awesome. He has that mobster appearance on the front with the hat and the chain necklace that also acts as stability for Krill, which, to be honest, with those noodle arms, I respect Krill's trust in his ability to hold on, and fair play to him, I haven't seen him fall off. But when you look at the back of Mo, you can see all his mining gear, and the mobster facade kind of falls off. At the end of the day, all Mo wants to do is dig and punch stuff. It's the brute and the little guy who makes the plans, a classic trope. Billy. Punk, chaotic, goat. Spider punk, spider punk, spider punk. The attitude, the style, the attire, and the exaggerated swagger of a goat, whom uses a spiked baseball bat. His gameplay reflects that. Sometimes he baz and usually he hits people with his bat. Sometimes he might even say vague platitudes about rebellion and punk rock.
People ask me if I'm angry all the time. And it's like, yeah, I'm pissed. Why aren't you? You know those people who think having a dog is the same as having a personality? That's Mirage and the Djinn. I get it. You have a lady in a bottle. Stop talking about it.
You know what else? Oi. He should be shooting the lamp as his gun. Homelander took me bloody gin.
Sorry, that shifted to a different Billy impression. This is like a solid 7 out of 10. It's not a masterpiece. Like, looking at it, it's like, yeah, okay, you made an animal like a punk. But it's cool. It's good, simple fun. You know, I logged hours on Goat Simulator. Pocket, Trickster, Burst Damage, Frogs. Pocket really fails for me in execution. I love the idea. I just dislike the kit reflecting that. So before you get typing, yes, I understand. Pocket is designed to not stand out. It's their personality. It's the point. And I think that's cool on its own. But I like frogs. I like them a lot. And when you hover Pocket, it says frogs. Remember, these characters get 3 taglines that are supposed to advertise their gameplay to you, and it just says frogs. But only one ability utilizes frogs, and it's the ability that you use the least. There's no frog hiding in their jacket pockets, no frog falling out of their hair or hiding behind an ear, no frog leg sticking out of the suitcase. Oh, there it is. Only when you're on the zip line. Why on earth is everything cool in this game locked to the zip line? I think that if the point is it's boring, they don't stand out, you can't combine that with frog. It doesn't mix. You can't do it, at least not like this. Please, just put like a frog leg sticking out of the suitcase or something. That even moves in with the theme, because if you have frogs trying to hide in Pocket's design, it still goes towards that idea of like trying to be hidden and trying not to stand out. If the frogs are also trying to hide, I don't know why there isn't a frog leg sticking out of the suitcase. Also, they have hella daddy issues, and it's like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's a character trait. But like, oh my god, when you're playing them, it's just like, shut up about your fucking dad. I don't care. What is this, The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
My father's gift for my 18th birthday was a bullet to the chest. My father would be more proud of me if I was trying to kill him rather than trying to stop him. I don't like to talk about my past.
That is the biggest load of horseshit I've ever heard in my life, Pocket. All you ever fucking talk about is your past.
Are you still friends with my father?
Drifter, stalker, bloodthirsty, cruel. Yeah, he's a drifter, stalker, demon guy. Yep, he lurks. It's solid, it's cool, but it doesn't stand out as anything beyond what it is. There's nothing necessarily wrong with having a simpler design. I was just praising Billy, but comparatively, I find him incredibly lame. I don't know, like, yeah, he's a bloodthirsty stalker. Sure. We have one saving grace, though. The voice.
I'm true with them. The cops won't be able to identify the body. Time to drink up.
Bebop. Yeah, sorry, this just sucks. I'm not even gonna get into it much. It's just like, yeah, he's a cliche, boring-looking, old, rusty combat robot, rock'em sock'em. We've been here, done that, you know? With the amount of creativity I see in the design, I also see the amount of creativity in the tags. Hook, bomb, punch. Yup, that's what he does. It is cool that his ult is just a Pokemon reference. It's called Hyper Beam, and he uses Hyper Beam. I mean, like, I love Pokemon, so that's cool, but, like, not enough to make him not just, like, a cliche rusty old robot. But where Bebop bores me, Dynamo intrigues me. Teamplay, initiator, clutch. He's giving a robot from the movie Robots, but, like, a millennia in the future in universe, where they have some sort of infinite energy black hole tech and don't have to, like, drink oil. And Dynamo is a math college professor. I love his bow tie and the way he looks rushed. I love how he looks like a robot from Robots with his yoga ball body. Great. I also like how his ult fulfills that black hole power fantasy that you can kind of see when you look at the design. Pretty solid stuff. Graves. Morbid. Area denial. Necromancer. I think it's interesting that we have Graves, a necromancer grave-digging spawner, who is optimized to be a split pusher, considering Yorick, the League of Legends necromancer who makes Graves and is a spawner that is optimized to split push. I mean, yeah, Graves is cool. I like how she holds her zombie hand. But Yorick's cooler, so. Paradox. Calculated. Disruptor. Tactician. Paradox is interesting to me. Like, on one hand, she's sick, she's cool, her design is sleek, and that reflects in her movement in-game, how it feels to play her. Her stamina dash might be the best. At the same time, she has that kind of drifter effect of, like, yeah, that's a sleek, time-hopping assassin with an empty black hole face. Looks like Eon from Ben 10 Race Against Time. Her 2 ability does time stop bullets if they get shot into it, which is, you know, like the Matrix, and that's cool. But again, like, Community Season 4 referenced the Matrix. It's not like highbrow design lifting references. I'm struggling to find anything I latch onto that goes beyond the trope she's filling, which also leads us into Haze, Assassin, Stealthy, Lethal. I feel like Assassin and Lethal is sort of derivative, but whatever, let's take a look at Haze. First I thought she was wearing a safari outfit, then I realized it's a military outfit, and meh, this really isn't doing much for me. The black wispy smokehead is cool, you know, in the way that Drifter is cool. Like, yeah, it's a smokehead, and a military uniform. And wait a minute. You're telling me that this person who has like a black wispy smokehead and military uniform is a lethal stealthy assassin? Fucking shocker. I cannot believe this shit. You're telling me this person here, that's a lethal person whom is stealthy in nature? Yeah, okay, buddy. Infernus, Arsonist, Explosive, Burn Rubber. Sunspot plus the Voodoo Doctor from Princess and the Frog. Also father from K&D, but I mean, he's just Sunspot. He's no, like, supervillain or really superhero either, though. Like, he was a nuisance when he was younger, but now he's just like a bartender. He's just chill. I really like that one of his tags is Burn Rubber, and then his 2 ability is him literally, like, running and just leaving a trail of fire behind him. Like, he is burning rubber, like a car. So that's pretty cool. I love his voice. I love his vibe. It feels satisfying to throw out his little bottle. I love Infernus's reload animation and the way he shoots out of his fingers. It is so slick and satisfying, and that's one thing that I really appreciate about Deadlock. The game attempts to make even the most boring part of games fun and cool. Reloading, getting back to your lane. They want it to still feel energetic, and I really appreciate that. McGinnis, Inventor, Support, Disruption. I love McGinnis's design, it stands out, but also she doesn't fucking feel like a support. What the hell is this wall? She makes a turret! Oh, but she has a healing pad, so she's a support. Fuck you. Hold on, team, let me pop my support ultimate. Okay, no, but I love her. She works at a garage. She gets her hands dirty. She's no Elon Musk. Her sweat is her Musk, not her last name. She makes shit. Elon Musk goes on Twitter and claims that he made stuff that his underpaid employees made. Billy might have some competition because McGinnis is the GOAT. She is the woman in the workforce. She has taken the glass ceiling and made it into an iron wall. Fuck this wall! Rim. Helpful. Tiny. Like REM sleep. At first glance in the hero select, I kind of assumed Rem was like a cat or a mouse. He's really more of like a chimera or a griffin though. He has a beak and a tail like a chinchilla, and this design is so cute, lovely jubbly. The Ebenezer Scrooge vibe is so apparent. It also has me thinking of Shaggy in Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. I am absolutely in love with the idea of making a sleepy character who walks around the map like holding their candle out like those kind of characters do. I think that is so awesome, and I don't really have anything more to say about it. Shiv, rage, bleed, repeat. I actually wasn't going to talk about Shiv originally, but I just kind of love his taglines. The repeat being third tells you, okay, yeah, this is him. And I actually kind of love the first look. He looks like a chimp, but also like a guy who's like, hey, you owe Big Joe some money, and I might just have to give you the 1-2 if you don't pay up. And I promise you, you don't want to know what 3 is if I have to see you again. But here's a hint. It's my name. I'll get Big Joe his money. Yesterday. But he doesn't actually sound like that. He sounds like this.
And now I'm gonna save yours.
Meh. Silver, feral, hot mess, transformation. You put Silver in front of me, we're gonna see who's really feral. Nah, I'm kidding, and I'm not gonna be joking about furry stuff here. I wanna just actually look at her design for what it is, because I actually love it. Her personality is like Rogue, and yes, I know that I referenced the X-Men like 80 times in this video. By the way, I have 2 X-Men videos, so check those out. But yeah, she's Rogue. When she's like, you're gonna regret that. That's something that Rogue would say. And like, yeah, she's a werewolf. Okay, I actually have a lot less to say about Silver than I thought. Victor, you can't kill me. Yeah, emo Frankenstein. I see the idea. He's a modern Frankenstein monster. I guess he's like a Gen Z Frank. He's troubled and monologues about identity. He's like MCR, Gerard Way core, maybe. He's tatted up, but also kind of has like a punk rock vibe, the way he carries himself physically. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. There's a solid idea there, but a bland, uninspired execution. It feels like they had this idea for a Frankenstein kit and half-assedly built backwards. This being said, the kit's cool. It's a good Frankenstein kit for a game like this. You can't kill me being his taglines like separately is a genius artistic flair to put on it, but I just can't help be disappointed by the actual package. And then the last one I want to talk about very quickly is Viscous. Evasive, disruptor, gooey. And honestly, meh. There's really not much here to separate Viscous from like Zack or Goop or any other green blob guy. Really, the only thing I could say is that Viscous is kind of leaning more into the cuteness, whereas Goop and Zack lean a bit more into the coolness. The worst part, though, is there should be something to visually separate this enough. Viscous's lore is insane. They're a psychic sea anemone from the Bermuda Triangle who summoned an ectoplasmic goo so that they could traverse the surface. Hello? Why is this not communicated in the design at all? Huh? Now, you can see a sort of skeleton, but that's not really sea anemone. And then there is this little sea creature in Viscous's head that you can see very faintly while you're playing, but I just don't feel like that's enough for such an out there creature. And that's all I wanted to talk about. I know I didn't talk about everyone. I just don't have as many strong opinions on every design. I haven't had a chance to play every character, but I just really wanted to get this video out. I really wanted to talk about the characters that I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you will definitely enjoy my video where I go over X-Men Apocalypse and the costume design in that movie. And I have a lot of just funny movie reviews if you're into that kind of stuff. So definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out another video. I also want to give a big shout out to my channel members, Kat McKee and McSnickerbottom. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Other than that, have a great day or night. Hippo out.